Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. This week I am featuring the Enjoy the Journey suite out of our January to April mini catalog. This suite is very colorful and bright, and I just love the sentiments in the stamp set. And this paper is gorgeous. So let's take a closer look, and then of course we're going to make a card together. All right, I want to start with the paper, and sometimes I'll just show you a little snippet of the paper, but this one I think I really have to show you the whole thing so you can get the effect. And I don't even know if it's going to fit in my screen, but this paper is so fun. This is one that you can cut at 6 inches down the middle and have some easy card fronts, and that's kind of what we're doing today in our card. And then fun bright patterns on the back. I love this color combination. Great for spring. This is another pretty one. So you've got the mountains, and then you can add die cuts and stamps from the bundle to go along with it. And I love that there's 2 color schemes on the same sheet of paper. I think that's awesome. And check this out. A starry sky on the back. Pretty, pretty. Okay, look at this one. This is the sheet that we're using today actually on our card. I'm not using the part with the moon, but I used some of these for my card front. And you've got a different color scheme on the other side. And then we'll be using some of this pattern too. I love this one also, but I love pink. Who else loves pink? Comment and tell me if you are a pink lover too. Purple's my favorite, but pink might be a close second, or blue. Okay, this one has clouds, and then check out this other side. I kind of think if you turn it like this, it could almost look like waves, depending on which way you flip it. So that's kind of fun. Then another fun pattern on the back. Actually, I think some of these patterns, now that I'm looking at them, have you seen the Taco Fiesta stamp set? I think some of these patterns would work really well with that. Okay, this one is kind of the illusion of trees in kind of an ombre pattern. And then you've got your greens and blues on the back. Perfect for your masculine cards. Aw, this one might be my favorite sheet. Look at this purple. Woo. Okay, and I love these colors too. Coastal Cabana is in here. That's one of my favorite Stampin' Up colors. They told us recently that they're doing a color refresh this year, so I mean, I'm crossing my fingers and toes. Coastal Cabana stays forever. I don't know about you. Okay, and then we have the bundle. The stamp set, I just love the sentiments in here. They're unique from anything we've ever had before, I think. Great fonts, and then you've got some images in here that you can pair with those patterns in the paper and just add to build a scene. And then the dies have lots of silhouette images. We're going to do one in black today, and I love that look. You have this that you can add for more mountains. You have the outline of your tent. You've got some clouds. This cuts out this big floral image here in the stamp set, and this will cut out the trees. You've got a crescent moon, all sorts of fun things in this die set. And then to go along with the suite, you've got a package of baker's twine in 3 colors, and then those little enamel embellishments. And I'm actually going to show you a different embellishment today that I think pairs perfectly with this suite also. So here's our card for today. It is going to come together pretty quick and simple, but so striking with that paper and then the black. And I did the inside of the card today too, which is always so much fun. So let's get started. Like I said, this one goes together pretty quick and easy. I am going to tell you all the measurements as I'm going along, but if you would like them in a written form, if you place an order of any amount this week using the host code up here, I will send you a PDF tutorial with the written instructions and the measurements. And of course, you can stop the video and pause it at any time and write down what I'm saying too. I will give them all to you. So we're going to start with a Melon Mauve card base, 5.5 by 8.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4, so we can fold it in half. I'm going to scoot this up a little. There we go. And then I have a piece of basic black that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and a piece of that designer series paper that is 5 by 3 3/4. So what I did is I cut that long sheet in half at 6, and then I cut down this part of the paper into 5 by 3 3/4 sections. Okay, and so this was the piece I had left over from this one. So I cut it 3 3/4, and then it was 6 this way. So after I cut it, this was the piece that was left. So this one is, oh, I should have written down that measurement. Huh. Okay, so let's see. It's 1 then, because this was 5. So 1 by 3 3/4, and we're going to use this inside the card. Okay, so I'm going to just adhere this to my basic black with my Stampin' Seal. And it just leaves a very narrow border. I like just the narrow border sometimes. And then we have our little die cut. I cut her out of the dies, and when I was thinking of this sentiment, I'm so inspired by your courage, I was just thinking of other women in my life that inspire me. And so there's a couple die cuts of people in the die set, but this one looked like a woman to me with the longer hair and stuff. So I chose this one specifically because I just had other women in my life in mind. And you could do adhesive sheets before you die cut her, but I did not. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my green glue. Try not to get it all over my fingers. And you can really place her anywhere. I liked to place her on the right side of the mountain somewhere. And obviously, it's a little bit different because it's a different section of the paper. But you just find a spot where she can stand on there nicely like that. And then we're going to pull out our Stamparatus today to do our stamping. I like to use my Stamparatus when I'm stamping something in black ink and I want it to really get a nice clean image, and this allows me to go down and ink it a couple of times and make sure it goes in the exact same spot. So I have one of my magnets here and I just lined it up in the corner. So what you want to do is take your stamp and place it wherever you're going to want it on your card. And then I will press down to pick it up on my plate. Sometimes they stick a little and you have to rearrange this. So that's why I put it right in the corner, because then I know where to put it back to. And I'm just using my Memento black ink. You could also use StazOn here. You could even emboss with black. That would look cool. I just didn't feel like taking out my heat tool, so I didn't. The only thing you have to be careful of is getting extra ink on the plate. This is a stain from using StazOn, so that's not going to get on there. But I like to press down just right where the stamp is, not in this section where I got some extra ink. And so that came out pretty good, but I just want it really nice and dark. So I am going to ink again. And depending on how juicy your ink pad is, it might take a few more times. But just until it gets nice and dark, however you want it. So I think that's good. So let's move that out of the way. Okay. Then I'm going to adhere this piece down at the bottom. This one measures 2 by 4 1/4. So it's just another strip from that same pattern. You see the moon on the back. I was not using that part this time. But you could use that part too. And this just adds a little something in the background. Obviously, you're not going to see too much of it, but it'll just add a little bit at the bottom. And I'm going to pop this piece up with some dimensionals. So we'll add those on the back. Peel these backings off. And add this on here. Okay, now I'm looking and I think I must have left my other white piece of paper in the other room. So maybe we will skip the inside, but I will talk you through what I did. So for this one, I have a piece of white that is 5 by 3 3/4, and then that strip from my card front that I had left over, 1 by 3 3/4. So what I did is I adhered this piece first, and then I brought back in my Stamparatus. And the nice thing about these plates is you can just pull them out and turn them around. And so I have my other stamp on the other side, and again I lined it up, my white piece in the corner where I wanted this, picked it up with the plate, and then inked up, and I just got it as dark as I wanted it. And then I adhered it inside the card with Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is add on a little embellishment. And the one we're going to use is our Glossy Dots assortment. So I think these go really well with this suite also. The pink is Melon Mambo, which is the color that's in the paper. Then we have Gorgeous Grape, and it lists Highland Heather as the purple in this paper, but I think it goes so well. And those two purples are kind of similar shades, just one's a little bit darker. So I think that's perfect. These are Pool Party, the blue ones, but I think they go with these colors pretty well too. And then the yellow can kind of complement the Mango Melody as well. So if you are looking for a different embellishment than those little enamel, they're like compasses and stuff, and they're a little large, and I had a hard time figuring out how to use them. So I went with these instead. So if you're shopping and using this host code this week and you spend more than $50 before tax and shipping, I'll send you a free package of these, and you can use them on your projects. So I'm just going to add a couple of the Melon Mambo ones, and I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. With these flatter enamel shapes, I find it's easier to use the piercing tool end of the Take Your Pick tool. I think I said that in my video last week too. But sometimes the sticky end just doesn't pick them up as well. So I'm just adding a few on the front like that. And there you go. All right, hopefully this moving around, I should tape it. Hopefully it doesn't bother all of you who need to have it just straight, because I know it kept bothering me. Okay, so there's our card for today. Pretty simple, but striking and pretty. I love it. Okay, so this special is good today, March 9th through the 15th. And I'll have a link in the description of the video that has that host code attached for shopping. And then you can do that. I have a few swap cards to show you with this suite also. This one is from my team leader, Amy Rich, and she loves fun fold cards, and she's so good at them. So check this out. It won't even all fit in the screen. But look, these are stamps in the stamp set too. I love that. And then the designer series paper. She used this as the green hill and more trees with that designer series paper, the trees in the background. And then this is some of the twine in the suite. So how awesome. Amy Rich did that one. And then this one uses the silhouette again, and then this silhouette of the mountain also. The clouds are die cuts, and the white embossing. And then this is another color of that twine that is in the twine pack that is part of this suite. So that one is from Megan Hurst. Very cool. And then make sure you check out my monthly card club this month. At the time of filming this video, I don't have the cards put together yet, but by the time you see it, they will be put together. And the deadline for the monthly card club is the 20th, and I used this suite of products this month. So I will put a link to my blog post that has all the information about my monthly card club and the sneak peek of the cards this month. So make sure you go there and check those out. And if you like this suite, then maybe you'll want to sign up for that class so you can do some more with it. Thank you for watching today. Happy stamping. Bye.